Hey y'all, what's up? So I'm so irritated with my phone. I have enough storage, but it's my SD card. I had it switched to my stuff saving on SD card. It stopped saving on my SD card, went to my storage on my phone, and it would not give me let me do my whole storage thing. I have so many pictures, excuse me, in the last 2 years of my son and videos. He's in soccer and took swim classes and basketball, so I'm recording every game, every, event, picture day, school day, all that. So I couldn't even post my video that I recorded yesterday for SmackDown review, and I recorded it after SmackDown. Tried to do it all yesterday, just got it to upload today, right after Fastlane. Anyways, I hope everyone is doing okay. It's my alma mater, Aggie Pride. Um, Shout out to them because I'm so upset. Homecoming is November 4th, and unfortunately, I won't be in Greensboro because my son, not my son, I'm just was talking about him, just put him to bed. My cousin is getting married, so I will be in DC at a wedding. But it's not his fault because he never attended a HBCU. He doesn't know about how big homecomings are for us and things like that. So it is what it is. Tonight's episode of Fastlane was interesting to say the most. Um, for one, for it to be 5 matches was kind of weird to me because I'm used to them always being 6 matches, and then Ciampa and Gunther having their match on Raw as the main event instead of Fastlane. I know that was probably pre-orchestrated, but it gave the positive is a lot of people was talking about on X. I'm gonna call it Twitter, y'all. Y'all know I still call it Twitter. Mama named it Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter. Okay. Um, is my pony's over there. This how you know I'm supposed to be asleep because I think it's midnight, 12:16, and I gotta go to sleep and get up for church tomorrow. Um, I do the production there. So, and I just picked that skill up. That's not even what I majored in. I majored in human resources business. Originally, I wanted to do accounting because I wanted to learn how to do my books. So then go to cosmetology school. So I did accounting, hated it because I only did accounting because I'm good at numbers, math. Still am. My son inherited that gene. Ended up not doing that. Went to cosmetology school. That's why I talk about a lot of looks and stuff on there. My hair has not been done for the past week because I just been lazy. And then went to go back, finished, got my HR degree. But then in the middle of accounting, I wanted to do radio and radio broadcasting. I guess it's kind of coming true because I'm posting these videos up on YouTube. But I wanted it to be where I could give my opinion without showing my face so I could still live a normal life. So if it ever came to a point where I was making a good amount of money, everybody knew my voice and my opinion. I was a local type radio host. Um, I could still have a somewhat normal life. Or one of the people that I wanted to be like on the radio was Big Tigger because I grew up in the DC area, everyone knows. And at the time, he went to University of Maryland and then ended up working on the WPGC 95.5, which is one of the hip hop and R&B channels. And then after that, he left and then, of course, hosted 106 Park and then went back to WPGC. Now he's in Atlanta, but I didn't want him to do the host TV host thing. I wouldn't mind it if it was like for WWE or something, but and that's because this is a selective fan base. Sports are selective fan bases. Everybody don't watch every sport. Everybody doesn't watch every sports type of entertainment. You see what I'm saying? It's not like going to the movies or watching a TV show or listening to music. Those have bigger audiences. It's when it comes to like sports and stuff. If you're not an avid fan or just a fan in general, people could pass you on the street that are well known to other people that watch it. You wouldn't have a clue. Like before June of last year, over half of these wrestlers could have walked past me. I'm being honest. I wouldn't have had a clue who they were. They could have just had a random conversation with me. So that, like I told everybody, I've gotten back into wrestling after 7 years, seven, maybe a little bit. I was watching on and off 2016. Yeah, so 7 years because my son has um really into wrestling. Really into wrestling. So, but anyways, Fastlane. So I like the time people were saying that it was only 5 matches. It gives it a more um lets the wrestlers let them wrestle longer for longer times. Because normally when it's 6, the first match always gets the time they're going to get. And the last match gets the time that they're going to get. The matches in between have to get cut short. Excuse me. And from what I was told in the past, that they start out with a main event, a pop, and then they let mid cards go in the middle, then they end with a pop. So if that is the setup, then for me, it would have been the tag team undisputed match, which it was. The next match after that would have been Solo and Jimmy versus Cena and LA Knight. And then the middle one would have been the women because they were the only match. And then after that, it would have been LWO versus Street Profits and Bobby. And then the last one would have been Seth and Shunske. But if it was based off of the least entertaining, in my opinion, to the most entertaining, it would have been trying to think. Honestly, for the least entertaining, it could have been a tie between the Triple Threat Women's or the one with Jimmy and Solo. So either one of those could have went first. And then after that, it would have been LWO versus Street Profits and Bobby. And then the fourth one would have been, and between the most entertainment was almost Jay and Cody versus the Judgment Day. But because of Seth's resiliency and the ending of that match, I'm going to give the fourth spot to J&M. And then the last spot would have stayed Seth and Shunske, which I was surprised because I had mentioned like a couple weeks ago that Seth and Shunske could close out the match. But then I was like, no, a month ago at Payback, they ended the match. And I was like, it would have to be better if they did it this time, which it was. It really was. So, yeah, so first Jay came out. I have to cut to it. My son watching when he comes out. Watch this. Day what is it? Knock it down like. He is so happy Jay came out. This is his favorite. He calls himself LJ Uso. Get it, boo. Hey, I'm surprised this is. So the women's match must be the third one since they're the only one out of 5. Do it, poop. My father said when I was younger, hard times we better men. I take it all away, I take it all away. I found my freedom. He was laying on the couch.
This work? They do. It's just me, Ooze. But y'all like that remix though? Y'all like that remix on me though? I was like, man, it's just me, Ooze. It's just that. Come on, man. All right, yeah. Cody Rhodes.
I only wanted to song.
You only got up because of Jay's song? Because you was just cold 5 minutes ago. Cody done took a shower and put on his whole suit.
Give me some.
Y'all can see my son loves Jay. He plays on WWE 2K22 and 23 as LJ Uso. He makes his character. He went crazy. Crowd goes crazy. And I was surprised. I was like, why them? Why they starting it? But like I said, if that's the formula, then you want to start strong. Then Cody came out. I was like, what is that, velvet? On his jacket. Miss Sandra or Sandra, I don't know how she says her name. Miss Sandy. When I tell you, and I say that all the time, she does that with the gear. She did that. Like Cody's jacket looks the same, but different, if that makes sense. Like every jacket that she does of his has a certain type of flair, a little different piece of detail. And this jacket was given that. With Jay's look, the back of his hair is blue. But I was like, I think he normally has black pants with hints of blue, and then blue socks, and then excuse me, white or black shoes. No, white shoes. I think one time he had white, black, and blue dunks, or I said he needed to get some. This time he had his main event Jay Uso shirt, and then he had the blue pants, and I was like, has he worn blue pants before? And black shoes, black, you know. So then Judgment Day comes out, and my son's like, Mom, Damien got them twist things in his hair that you don't like. And I was like, do he? And then he said, no, he don't. No, he don't. Never mind. I looked, I said, he do got him in. I said, I don't mind the Senegalese twist if it's not too much. No, let me say that. No, I'm not going to say it like that because this time it was more than last time. If I'm looking correctly, it's the way they place it. So I think the first couple times they had it in the top bun part, and then they had some white in it, and then they had his hair out in the back, which I hated. First of all, so the last couple times they had it in the back, it had a top bun, which I don't mind. Or if they put all his hair up in one ponytail and do some, I wouldn't mind. I don't like the white. Like the white it was too much. Even if you had white in your gear, he had white in his gear, I would say give him more purple Senegalese and keep the black. Like the white it wasn't it. Not for his look. Now I do like the pants. I don't know if he's worn those pants before. If he has, and I mentioned that I liked them, I do like the pants. I do like the edge up. The Senegalese twists weren't too much. Finn just comes out as Finn. That match was really interesting. And then it got good because Rhea and them came out. And you know, Jay been messing with her. So he come out like, we all miss you like last time. So they say that, excuse me, she come out. And I think Cole? Was like, don't let that succubus trick you. I said, not succubus. Like, not that. Don't call her that. And then Dom comes out, of course, because he follows everywhere she goes, according to the storyline. And I was worried about how Cody and Jay's chemistry would be. They honestly had good chemistry. I didn't know that he was a 6-time tag team champion. I don't know if that's just with WWE or if it's through all the companies he's ever wrestled for. But that's interesting to know. And then when JD McDonough came out, I was like, where the hell he come from? Did he come from under the thing, behind the thing with the crowd? Like, what is happening? So all that went to, and JD tried to, I think, hit Jay with the Money in the Bank thing and accidentally hit Damien. But before that, they was like, Damien is hurt from Monday when they fought and got into that encounter. That's why he limping. I said, no, that leg he been limping on that leg since he fought Bad Bunny in Backlash. What was that, 5 months ago? I was like, it just probably isn't in that much pain. And let me tell you something. As someone in their 30s, me, that has a right knee injury from dancing 25 years ago, and I just brushed it off because it didn't hurt as bad then. I wish I would have tended to it then, because it hurts so bad now. Like certain days, I have cream they have me put in it. One time I had to get a cortisone shot for it. I wish I would have did like how do people tell you in the emergency care, take Tylenol and ice it. At that time, I got took care of it at the time when I was 25, because when I tell you it randomly hurts out of nowhere, like I can't even sometimes I can't even bend my legs or do certain things. So I understand the leg injury. Like a lot of days you be fine, and then it be some one random day you just be chilling, and it decide it want to hurt. Like, and that thing old people used to say when they be like, I could tell it's about to rain outside because my leg hurt. That's true too, because that's happened to me a couple times. Okay. Yeah, like my son, every time we watch wrestling, he wants to wrestle on my couch. So he's jumping up and down my couch. He comes over to me. He tries to pin me, whatever. And then sometimes my knee randomly hurts. Like right now, it's hurting a little bit. Um, but yeah. And then I was like, my first thought was, oh, Cody's going to. Wouldn't it be funny if Cody like turned on Jay? Payback. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, or Cody could still remain the face, and not turn on Jay and they win, and then it gives him a chance to go back to SmackDown. But excuse me, I said because I don't see Jay staying at Raw forever. Like I know he ain't got no issue with nobody there, like in real life that we know of. But I see him eventually ending up back in SmackDown with his brother. This is what I tweeted. And I was like, I see them getting intertwined with the bloodline business, even though Cody has lost to Roman and wanted to finish the story. Roman and Jade quit the bloodline. Somehow they're going to be intertwined, because when this man come back on Friday, Jimmy gonna have to answer to him. I don't know what encounter he gonna have with Solo. If Jay returns, that's gonna be another issue. Um, also, um, what else? So when they won, I wasn't surprised. Let me tell you, when they won, first when they got pinned, he almost got pinned, and then we was like, ref. So then Damien was there hurt on the side. I don't know where Don was. Rhea didn't get really involved. Um, what's the name of the man had it? And I said, if Jay won, Jay had gold with tag teams in 6 months. He lost at WrestleMania. So they pinned it. I screamed so loud. I was like, I have to do that too. And my son was like, yes. And I said, because I live in a townhouse, I said, I know my neighbors. I probably disturbed my neighbors. They probably like, what the hell is going on over there? Because my heart was pounding so bad, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I just got done watching the press conference, and he was like, I bet a lot of people lost money who thought that we was going to lose. I didn't think they was going to lose. I'd have been surprised. Honestly, I would have been surprised if they lost. And I follow certain people on Twitter. You know, now Twitter randomly, you see random people's tweets. So I'm on Twitter, and Rhea's like, I'm so pissed off, something, something, something. And I was like, yeah, it gotta suck for you to help and for them to have all this help and they still lose. So then JD McDonough had tweeted, Damien was like, answer your phone, man. I was like jokingly, like, that man don't rock with you. And now you made him lose. He really not about to answer that phone. Like, he not about to answer that phone. Okay? My ponytail is loose. I want to fix it. It look a mess, like, and I'm laying down. So that's how it look. And I try to straighten all my curls out, because Y'all seen, if y'all looked at my videos, y'all seen my hair a couple weeks ago. And I had the two Spice Girl ones, and then the back of my hair is curly. That's how my hair is every day. So when I had my hair up the next week and in ponytail, it wasn't straightened. It was just curl in the middle and straight. You know how long it took me to get that ponytail in my head? A long time. Okay, so I just washed it the other day and straightened it with a flat iron just so I can put it up if need be. But I think I'm about to just put braids in my hair. Um, but yeah, so that happened. And I was like, I know, I said, well, this is one version of Cody finishing his story or having an alternative motive to the story. I said, what's funny is, I said, this is how people think when they be like, I'm a cohere, track mind, tunnel vision. Okay, I'm about to go spiritual on y'all. Tunnel vision, when someone's like, oh, I got this set, I got this focus, and you keep thriving to get to, trying to get to drive. You're always at the edge of it, edge of it, or whatever, and can't seem to get there, and you keep getting rejected, or you keep getting a nose, and you're like, what? And sometimes it's yeah, because it's not a not yet, but sometimes God is like, no, man, you keep trying to go over there. I'm not trying to have you go over there. So then you get into an avenue, have to take another route and start something new or a similar route. It's not the same route. And you might end up crossing paths with people you ain't even used to rock with back in the day. Y'all might make amends. They change their ways or whatever. And then you winning over here now. That's like with Cody. Like God was like, this is the path I have for you. You try and do this over here. I was like, it's crazy now because Jay is a 8-time 9-time tag team champion, or was it 8-time? I can't remember. I had it earlier. I said, and Cody's a time. I said, and his brother's a 7-time. And I said, I know because they all celebrate each other. His brother and them is back in the background looking like, okay, yeah, boy, that's my twin. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And then they asked him at the press conference, how does it feel to have someone outside of Cody? He was like, that's his dog, whatever, whatever. And I said, I get that too. And I was like, it still got to be a little surreal to be a tag team champion with someone that you didn't originally come in. And yes, you have a legacy, both of your families. You all are descendants or second or third generation, whatever, of your people. You know what I'm saying? But for you to come in with like your brother, who was your twin, y'all rock this thing out together, and then you separate and then get cold with somebody else, that's got to be crazy. That's got to be crazy. You hear me? Um, for then the next match was LWO versus Street Profits and Bobby, which was kind of dry at the beginning a little bit. First of all, when Zelina came out there and then Ray came out there, so I was thinking when they came out and Ray was coming out, the person that was going to come out was coming out with him. That's what I honestly thought. Then Bobby and them came out. Excuse me. My son and I just ate terrible food. I normally don't eat. Oh, okay, so this is the time I normally go to sleep. I normally try to not to eat. Like the latest will be like at 10. So I give myself 2 hours, and that's the latest. And that's if I'm hungry. But it's 12 something. And my son and I just had pie at 11:40 watching that press conference. So now I gotta brush my teeth or swig with mouthwash. But yeah, so Bobby and them came out, and I was like, not them all in matching outfits. I said, this got to be the work of Miss Sandra again. I said, because she does a lot of their work. If not, it's Bianca all day. If it's not her, it's Bianca all day. Because Bianca, I think, said she made their gear last year when Montez was in Survivor Series. She made his gear. And then she like fitted his jacket for something. Was that Survivor Series too, or was it poor red carpet event? But if it's not him, or it's her. And if it was her, I sent her a thing on Instagram, and I know she don't follow me and whatever. And I said, sis, if you ever decide to leave wrestling, you need to open up a fashion line, okay? Because she will, you know how when famous people be like, oh, I'm starting a fashion line. Oh, I've been there the whole process of the way, every step. Then you ain't really been there every step. You come in every once in a while to pick out the pattern, watch the other people sew it, and might try it on or have somebody try it on to see if you like what it looked like on the person. That's it. Bianca looked like the type of person that will make an original outfit if she hired people to do it. And then pick out patterns, pick out the cuts, stuff like that, like how other people do it. But actually be there to sew, or if she wanted to add different versions to it, she'll go home and take like the demo version and alter it some more and then present it back. Like a lot of them celebrities, they doing that. But I was like, this is like Miss Sonya, and I said, she did good. She did good. And then they all stood like this. The match was matching. I said one thing about Santos, I don't know who do his hair, but them braids be laid every week. You hear me? I said his braids be on point, okay? It don't be a stitch of hair out of his head. Selena's wig be on secure. Ray shaved bald down. It was like Montez and them their hair look good and stuff. Their gear look good. And the match was going well. And I said, poor Ray. So I think, I don't know, where Santos, he got hit into the barricade or something. My man's Ray was getting beat up for a while. And then after he done got beat up, and then he got beat up for a while, and then after that, Santos tried to help, and the fans was like, oh, see how my ponytail is. It's gonna be Carlito, and I thought it was gonna be Dragon Lee. And then I said, well, if it ain't Dragon Lee, I said, y'all, what if it's Axum? I said, did Axum get cut when they was cutting some of the wrestlers? I said, I don't know if he got cut, but if he didn't, y'all need to call him. Oh, sorry, y'all. Sorry. Okay, I gotta fix my ponytail. So I gotta make it a little tighter. Yeah. So Carlito came out. I said Carmelo. Carlito came out. See, it's short right here. And Carlito came out. Crowd went crazy. You know, I was like, oh well, the people were right. I said the only thing is, I would think he didn't do his little apple at the beginning, but I said for him to have the athleticism and we haven't seen him since Backlash, that's crazy. So someone was like, WWE, welcome back to WWE, they signed him. So I say, if this is true, is it like a WWE type situation with Edge? Like he come every couple of matches every once in a while and he get a check? Or is it going to be like he's on the main roster and he going to be in the back every week? Which one is he going to be? Is he going to be like a part-time contract, or is he going to be in a full contract? So, ooh, my eye. Taking my contact out, y'all. Because I was supposed to take them out hours ago. But, yeah, so I was like, that'd be good for him. I said he's in great shape. He did that up in the air kick to, was it Dawkins' face or whatever? They ended up winning the match. And Jesus. And then I was like, so I said, now that Bobby Lashley and them had lost. Can he actually say anything about them? Because you remember when they lost their match, the Street Profits, he was like, y'all don't come to me now unless you can prove yourself that you really want this, that, and third. But now all three y'all lost. There's no one to blame. So is you going to reprimand them on Friday or what? Like what's gonna happen on Friday? That's what I want to know. Okay. Mm. Ooh, I don't even drink soda like that. I mainly drink water and tea, and if it's soda, doesn't have caffeine in it. So ginger ale's one of those. But if I want ginger, I'll just make ginger tea. But I don't feel like it. So yes, I was like, yeah. So what's gonna happen on Friday? That's what I'm interested to see. Now, after that was the women. Um, it was basically a replay of Payback, except for Payback might have been more interesting. The only good thing about Fastlane, I'm over here scratching my hand, is that Asuka was smart and did the mist off the rip. I don't even think she did the mist in Payback. But she did the mist off the rip. Charlotte got, speaking of, rewind. Charlotte got it and couldn't see. They had to help her see. I said, sis, you need to take off them lashes and put some eye solution in your eye. First of all, Charlotte came out with the blue robe with the white feathers, which I didn't mind the feathers. I like the fact that the robe pays homage to her father, because I think he got a robe exactly like that, fit for him. I actually like the feathers. It was the sequence I didn't like. If I'm being honest, the daggone rhinestone was too big. Like the little Red Riding Hood robe and the gold jump, and I think she got another blue jump. It's more like a glittery fabric type pattern. It's not the rhinestones and stuff aren't big, and it's not just that. It's the fact that she has you can see like the breastplate stitching in the front of it. Like I didn't like it, and you know what I also think, and because of the feathers. Okay, when you have something, and this is what I learned from watching America's Next Top Model, when you wear something like a tube top, she used to say, Tari say, when you wear a tube top, you're supposed to wear your hair down, accentuate your face, show off your tube top. When you wear something that has a lot going on up here, you're supposed to wear your hair up. So for me, her look would have been better set it off, and I always remember that. Done it ever since. Is if with her hair style that she had today, if she would have had a middle part and her hair brushed to the side and then had a ponytail wrap and then had those curls in a ponytail. So that way, and her ponytail probably could have been tucked in her robe, or she could have had a pie ponytail. But but it would have gave more flair to the to the to the robe. So so yeah. So the match was pretty good at the beginning, which would well, it was okay. I will say that. Oscar and all of them. Oscar's Oscar. I wanted to see what kind of face paint she have on, white and what. It was white and gold. I love the purple on her. It's really pretty on her. Especially it blends like well with her skin tone and stuff like that. Um, I will say Charlotte has the cleanest moonsault, one of the cleanest moonsaults of in WWE. I can't even say of the women. I would say one of the cleanest in WWE. Period. Um, that match was crazy. And then Then my dad going, I hate Spectrum so much tonight. So when I first moved here in my neighborhood, you couldn't get Spectrum. And in some areas, Spectrum or Bright House doesn't exist. It exists in North Carolina. Bright House got bought up by Spectrum in Florida. Where I'm from, in the DMV, they don't have Spectrum. They have Comcast. And when I lived in Nashville, Tennessee, they have Comcast. But when I first moved here, this address 4 years ago, Spectrum wasn't here, not in my area. You had to get AT&T. So that's what I had. I ain't had no issues with it, with watching pay-per-views, stuff like that. So I didn't know if this was tonight was an internet issue or an app issue. But I couldn't. Once she tried to do the figure 8, Charlotte, I couldn't see. It froze. So then I had to push twice. I had to push stop, pause, and play. And it went, and then it kicked me out the app. No, then it came back on. Then the daggone sound went out. And then it kicked me out. I was like, the hell is going on? Like, I didn't know if that was my internet or the app or production. Like, I was pissed. Luckily, I didn't lose that much, miss that much. I had to go back during a commercial. Like, after that match, I think it was a commercial. So I was like 36 behind. So I had to catch up. But I saw when Bianca was out there, and my thought was, Bianca gonna get hit in the head or something. Gonna be a casualty because she's out there trying to help or whatever. But the good thing is, EO won. Take this off because I can see the glare. The bad thing is, and I think the past 2 matches, she's had help from damage control. So she's getting like Dom in that manner, except for when he wrestled in Raw by herself. That people feel like she can't do it without help, which we know she can wrestle. But for the people that's just now starting to watch, they're not gonna believe that she can. And then people saying, "Oh, Billy lost 85% of her matches this year, the past year." And then people like she's becoming a new Nally. She doesn't have issues helping take women, like help women, put women over, which I believe is the case. Because I'm like, homegirl, they just steady use her for a storyline to get people over, which I'm not mad at. Because honestly, if I'm getting TV time, right, and people are coming to the meet and greets and they buy my merchandise, and that's an incentive to an incentive to my paycheck, and I'm getting paid the same, and I've been in the game for a while, and even though I love to wrestle, I'm getting older, so I might not have to do it as much, so it's not as much wear and tear on my body. I wouldn't mind helping people get over either, because I know at the end of the day, I'm not going to be there forever. I know eventually it's going to come a time where I'm going to have to retire. You know what I'm saying? And I would want the next generation to be the generation to help. I'm about to take this pony so I don't just look crazy because my hair is itching now at the root. And I put coconut oil on it the other day. Yeah, this is coming out. So, but the time did let it go on. But honestly, tonight, it felt like it was so long. They probably could have added another match and cut them. I'm sorry, y'all. My hair itches so much. And cut them like, I was like, why Rhea ain't got no match tonight? And I was like, are they finishing the storyline with her and Zoe and Nia and Shayna and Raquel, or is it because they just want to have the matches longer? You know, because with this being an event on a Saturday, I'm like, AEW Collision is on Saturdays. Now they have somebody to compete with if they have a pay-per-view event. Because when I was on Twitter, it was on AEW like, Edge is on right now. Let's go watch stream. And I was like, I'll catch it on YouTube. Um, I don't have TNT anyway. Um, so my hair looks a mess. I need to do something with it. I gotta figure out. So then after that was I talked about the Street Profits match and them coming out and Carlton coming out and he didn't have the apple. I switched him in the women's. So then after that was Shunske and Seth. I didn't realize it was the last man standing match. I said that poor baby. The first thing I thought about was him and his wife's baby. And I said that poor baby. I said, but first her mama got beat up from her match. She got stitches and all that. Couldn't even come to work on Monday. I said she could spend more time with her. I said, but the poor baby. And then that's all I could think about. I was like, are they like physically okay to like pick her up and stuff like that? Because you know you get bruised and stuff like that in wrestling. And I'm like, today your daddy messed up. 2 days is Monday. The match started off a little slow, as every match. I will say this with Solo and no, then it was Solo and Cena, right? Was it Solo? Yeah, so then it was Solo and Cena and them coming out. It was Pat McAfee came out. He had a big pop. Cena came out and poop. My son was like, his pop wasn't that big. I said, because they're used to him being there. I was like, for the crowd there, I said, but he's become a regular now. I said, because LA Knight's pop was almost as big as Cena's pop. But then when Jimmy came out, honestly, I wanted Solo to come out separately because everybody knows that he has my favorite interest music in the company, and then EO. So I got to dance to her music, but he came out together. I said, Jimmy looked good in the red. And it was like poor, what they say, poor Paul, so stressed out. His cul-de-sac, or what you call that, the hair went from being semi-black to all white. That he had like, you know how like the president was stressed out, like Barack the first 4 years he was black, and after them 4 years he went completely gray. Like that's how Paul is with his hair. So yeah, I was like, Jimmy a fool. I said, not just because of how the match started, but he started the match. I think he went in the corner, was about to get hit. He over there getting counsel from Paul. I was like, what is wrong? He's like, all right, all right. Then he was like, Pat, oh yeah, you supposed to be my boy. You supposed to be my boy. And then Pat, we not friends, this, that, and the third. And then he goes to Solo, yeah, Solo, and try to dap him up. And then that dap, I said, and Solo don't never reciprocate. That's the hilarious part. I'm like, he puts out his hand. I was like, I mess with you, but I ain't messing with you. Because if on Friday, Roman be like, nah, he ain't in the bloodline, then you ain't in the bloodline. But I said, poor Jimmy getting the worst of it because I don't know what happened. And he ended up on his back. Well, he had an attitude adjustment. Yeah, he had an attitude adjustment. And then LA Knight did his thing and got Jimmy. I said, poor Jimmy back. I said, that thing, I know it's red. But before that, I said, everybody in Fatu family got a rear view type move. So I was like, Rikishi had a stink face. I said, Solo is climbed on the top ropes and then sat on people's chests just like Nia Jax. I said, or he turned around, all of them turned around and back it up. And I said, Trinity got the rear view. I was like, it must be a family thing. They got other moves like that too, but my son was like, Solo's kind of like Rikishi and Umaga. And he said, he's more like Umaga. So that's what my baby said. Before that, I was like, oh, Woods, because the pro man for this sponsor this time was Pizza Hut, and I was like, oh, he's ordering a pizza, and then I said I was just watching him on Up Up Down Down, And my son was like, up, down. I used to watch it because I was watching something else by then. And I was like, yeah, I said he was live with Breeze on up, down, down. Talking about we live at Fastlane. I was like, I thought he was coming out to like do a different type of promo. I said, not that kind. And then they ordered the pizza or whatever. And I'm jealous of his hair because I love when it's out like that. And I was like, and I can't never get mine to do that or stay like that. And then he came out with Corey and Cole and had some pizza. And I said, I wonder, on the commercial, did they give that pizza to the audience behind them? But Cole, no. But Seth and them came out. Seth had brought out everything, trash cans and chairs and tables and all of that. And then who was it? Yeah, tables and chairs and oh, my hair's a mess. And I'm sorry, y'all. I know it's hair and teeth. But tables and chairs and ladders. No, he didn't get the ladder till later. Then they ended up on the side with the audience, and I was like, "What is going on?" Then he fell on the ground, and my son was like, and I was like, "That's concrete. Like, ain't no man." Oh, that's it. The fact that he got up after that was crazy. You hear me? So then he came out. Seth hit Shunske with the ladder, and then Shunske jumped on top of Seth with his knees. His knee hit the ground. Seth back hit the ground. I'm like, Lord, his knee messed up. His back messed up. They both get up. Then he tried to flip him over an announcement table. Cole telling Corey to tell him to stop. Corey like, what you want me to say to him? Corey trying to say something. He like, nah. He get the mist in his face. This is the impressive part for me. You get misted in your face. Can't see and still pull off the win. Like, he got the mist in his face, couldn't see, still got up. I said, he don't know which direction Sensei is coming from. I said, and then after that, he and still came up there. And well, I said, and I thought I was the only concerned person because I talk about every week like how KO needs to get his knee fixed, looked at. When Santos had his arm taped up, he needed to get that looked at. Seth in his back, Damien in his leg, whatever. I was like, um, so they came in the audience, and one girl that had a seat, she was like, stop right now, your back. Cause Cole was like, daggone all that pride. He was like, do it because for your health, so you could be able to wrestle again. And the one girl was like, stop because you're back. And she was like, Cole was like, see, fans want you to take care of yourself. And I was like, yo, we want to be entertained. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's sports entertainment. We want to be entertained, but we also want to we want the wrestlers that we love to be in good health. You know what I'm saying? You can't give us what you want to give us. And I know he's one of those wrestlers that give his all or nothing. But at some point, you got to learn different tricks of the trades where you could finesse it so that it still looks like a good match, but you still have your health intact. And I know that's hard for a lot of wrestlers because they feel like even though that match could come out excellent doing it the way I just suggested it, a part of them would still feel bad because they'd be like, I could have gave them my crowd more. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I'm like that. In my mind, if I said something to do something perfections wise when it comes to my work and I see a certain way I want to do it, I'm doing it that way. Now, if I try it and it doesn't work, I might try something else or I ask for suggestions. But if I want to give my all this way, that's how I'm giving it. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's it's a lot. Like, yeah. especially me being a parent, a mom, and stuff like that. I go to work, even before I was a mom, I would go to work sick, mask on, like before it became, a thing, stuff like that. I would have to be physically sick, like flu type, where I have no energy in my body to move. Like, but if I'm capable and I'm and I can still go to work, I'm going to work. Like when I was home for spring breaks at in college, where everybody was going out to Miami and stuff, I came home, was like, hey, put me on the schedule. Like I would like to make money. I love what I do. So I get it. But him winning that match proves to me why PWI voted him number one. And I didn't disagree with the top three. Okay. Like when people were surprised, like Seth's one and Romans two, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. It's not only Seth's persona and his outfit. Forgot to talk about the outfit. It's the unmatched energy that he puts in the ring. It's the unmatched dedication that he has for his fans, the charisma he has on the mic, the fact that he wants to be a fighting champion. He don't care if he defends his title every week. He wants to defend it every week. You know what I'm saying? The outfit for me was given because it was matching. Yeah, at first I was like, what the hell? I didn't understand it until I saw it up close. I was like, okay, when he walks to the ring and stuff, puts his arm down, it looks like a big bubble jacket. You know, the winter bubble jackets. But when he puts his arms, because the sleeves are so big, when he puts his arms out, it makes it look kind of more like a ceremonial robe or something. And it fits. It works that way. But other than that, it didn't really work. And yeah. So then they get to the press conference, of course, like I said. John Cena and LA Knight on there. They answering questions. They're joking. People asking about being a tag team. Some out there undefeated, which is funny because it reminds me of Grayson and Theory. But I was like, I could see them being a tag team. If LA doesn't get tired of Cena or vice versa, then they show clips of Raw, and then Kofi's supposed to fight Ivar, and I was like, my man Kofi don't fought Ivar, lost last time. Like, please win on something this time. Just showing clips. Like I said, they're trying to get more people to watch NXT. All those people's gonna be there. Cena, Asuka, Cody Rhodes, Undertaker, Paul Heyman. I heard Roman might be there. So that's gonna be interesting. Oh, money. I just heard it. And then yeah, so yeah, he was like, me and Jay celebrated, like I said, and had drinks before we got out here. And I said, you could tell y'all had drinks out. He making fun of Saxon's jacket. He told the dude he looked 45 when he said 35. Then he said now he looked 21. Cody over there cracking up. Then he ended the thing with yeet. I was like, what is going on? And then Bailey and Asuka. I like the fact that they asked Asuka questions. She answered clearly. I didn't like the fact that she had the shortest interview, but I like the fact that when they asked would they have a triple threat match for the title, they said that would be a WrestleMania of their dream event. But then Bailey also like put the spotlight back on Io. Was like, this is her night. We're not gonna talk about the future. Like I like that because she could have ran with it like, yeah, and we could do this and this and this and make it more about damage control, but she didn't. And then of course Triple H with the numbers and stuff like that, and Edge. And he said Edge being gone, someone that's younger wants to come up to that position, which is very true. I will agree with that. I will agree when somebody leaves or get cut, you have more opportunities for the people that's there to move forward and stuff like that and grow and things like that. But at the same time, there's everywhere. There will never be another Edge. There would never be another Edge. His name was Edge for a reason. He keeps you on the edge of your seat. Literally. Like, and that's why he got his name. Like, every match he puts his all in it, and it's his style and his charisma and stuff like that. There will never be another Edge. So, yeah, someone could move up to that spot, but it'll never be someone like that. Okay? So, just saying. But it was a good ending to the show. And my son said, because when Jay and Cody did their move, I said they did a Cody cutter, held him for the Cody cutter. Jay held him for the Cody cutter, and me and Corey was like, that looked like the 1D. So my son said, he's 9. He said it's called the One Cutter. I was like, give me some. That's a good name. So it's the 1D mixed with the Cody cutter. And then I said, or they could be called the Atlanta Boys. I think they both live in Georgia. I said, or they ride together or fly home together or whatever. Because I think Cody said they wanted Jay at NXT too. And he was like, you got out of it. And Jay was looking like, I ain't going over there. Go home with my family. But, yeah. Fastlane was good. I liked the 5 matches. I really wish it was 2 women's matches, but time limit thing gives everyone more time to shine. You could see everybody's time to shine there. So, and then I was like, Fastlane couldn't have been in any other city, but I get it. Fastlane being in Indianapolis because they have a NASCAR track there. The other places would have been what? Charlotte, which is really Concord outside of Charlotte. It would have had to been in Orlando because Daytona ain't got no stadium. What's another place? Indiana, Daytona, and maybe Texas. I don't know, but that makes sense. I don't think they had a Fastlane last year nor a Payback, because my son was like, they had Payback last year. I said it's Crown Jewel. They showed the thing Crown Jewel, and I was like, that's in November. And then I said, remember they had Crown Jewel last November? And he was like, no, they had such clashes canceled. I said, no, they had that in September. I said, but this year we had Payback, so we didn't have it. And now that they got the copyrights for the ECW names, some of the names that we had the past 2 years might not even have them. The only ones we're guaranteed to have is probably Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania. The other ones give and take at this point. But I'm kind of glad that the talent is going there on Tuesdays, only for the simple fact that it's giving the people that are there more experience with people that have been on the main roster. But I'm hating it at the same time because I'm like, I already watch wrestling like 3 days a week. Like, y'all trying to take up every day of my time. And I said before, I don't really know my, like, some of the people not on that roster until they come up to the main roster and have to figure out who they are. So that's what it is. But yeah, and then when Triple H was like, well, maybe we get out of Florida, the possibilities and stuff like that are endless. And I was like, oh Lord. I was like, well, you could honestly have a bigger crowd throughout Florida. Y'all could stay in Florida with NXT. Just have them at stadiums this time or event centers. Like, instead of having them all at Full Sail or something like that. Well, I think they do that now. But make it exclusive. Like the small space, keep it small and exclusive. all throughout Florida, or not unless they're gonna book like house shows, small events around the country. But I think, um, for me, honestly, me personally, like I said, if I was to do wrestling because I have a child, if I can get, if I've been, it would have been AEW for me because they were once a week at the time before they added Collision. It would have been Impact because they're like once every 2 weeks, and it would be NXT because I could travel the state and still come back the next day and be with my son the rest of the week. Like for me, and if they want to move me up to the main roster, I'll just be one of those people that put people over to the main roster, and y'all just keep give me a main roster check, and we just stay at NXT. Like I wouldn't have no issue doing that. But I don't know. That's just my opinion, and I often have a lot of them. So that's why I'm more wrestling and rants. I have to go to bed because I have to get up at 8:30 and it's 1:13. So I hope you guys have a great night and enjoyed watching this, as well as watching Fastlane like I did. And I might make a video on Tuesday because I don't get Raw on Mondays anymore. I'll have to watch it on Tuesday on Hulu. Or I might just give my small little opinion on Friday, intertwine my Friday videos. I'll figure it out. Anyways, love you all. Bye.